Hi guys. The video that follows is a very niche type of video, and it'll specifically be of interest to classic fly dressers, where I'm going to dissect and put back together a classic salmon fly. So as I said, it's not for everybody, so if it's not your thing, hopefully we'll find some other videos in future for everybody's taste, but as I said, this one is particularly niche. So it's also going to be quite long and drawn out, so what I'll probably do here is to split this video over several goes, and we'll tie the fly in installments, as I said, because there's a lot of different things going on in it. But if you're still with me, I suppose we'll move into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of rebuilding this vintage Shannon. So in this video we're going to take this from where we are now to where we tie in the hackle. So when we dissected this fly, what I discovered was there were only 3 turns of both a very wide flat silver tinsel and a gold lace on it. So I have both of these here because when I looked at this fly or dissected the fly, it was actually both were tied in at the one time, but what is unusual is that they were tied in quite high, almost on top of the hook, but say if you looked at it at about 1 o'clock on a clock face. So we're going to try to get both on with one turn here. And the gold was the top section of it. I'm just going to even out that and put it in catch, and I'm going to get a new piece of tie-in silk here. Get it tied on. So tinsels are tied on. Hopefully they'll not slip. So the body itself was made out of a very stout powder blue, light blue type floss, and I actually quite like these Yarton ones for this purpose, as they're very thick. So this was tied on the fly on the top, and it was tied in, the tag of it was roughly halfway or so on the fly. So we'll get a couple of turns on top of that. And tie it back to the rear of the fly. Now, what I also found was that the tie-in silk was not wound the whole way up the hook, and what the tyer had actually done was to just take it forward, probably put it in catch like that, you can see the line of it across here possibly, and then wrapped over it with the silk as he went forward. So we'll leave that sitting there and we'll get the hackle ready. So the hackle was one of these sort of Dr. Blue type, or powdered blue sort of cock hackles. It was doubled. Now I have a video on doubling in my techniques section if you want to look for it. And it was tied on and down by the silk itself, not by the tie-in thread. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with a turn or so of our silk, and then I'm going to place the hackle on top where it was found and use the silk to bind it in. So this real thick silk here, there was no underbody as such to it, it was just wrapped forward on itself. and given that it's so thick, it kind of self-levels itself. Take that forward. And what was noticeable in this fly is that there was quite a lot of room at the head. So once I get to there, I take my thread out of catch, a couple of turns to hold my silk in place, and then I'll put it back in there. So the first tinsel I'm going to wrap is this very wide flat one. Given that it is a metal tinsel and it's so wide, there is a risk that it may rip or tear on the bend here because it is so wide. But if it doesn't, well, good. And this was in 3 turns up the body. Release my tie-in thread, tie that in and back under again. I'm just going to fold down that tinsel set because it is so wide. It is difficult to get it to conform at the start there. So there are 3 turns on my side, as you can probably see 4 on that side. I'll then take my gold. I'm just going to twist it tighter just to get that initial turn going. And I'm going to run this in front of my flat silver. Thread back to it and tie that in, and again catch it. And from working out where the tie-in point of this was, it appears to me that the hackle was actually wrapped in front of this lace, so we'll just wrap it there. And then when we get to the front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip a little bit of that just so that I'll end up tying on blank stem as such, and there was probably 1 to 2 turns here. Front, kick that out of catch and tie it in on the bear stock. Trim all of these tinsels and silks back. And bind down the tag ends. Let's say that is our body and hackle put on now. So in the next video we'll progress further with it to maybe the middle wing, and as I said, being a Shannon, it's a very complicated sort of wing composition, so we'll leave that for another video. So as I said, if you enjoy what you see, if it was any use to you, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.